problem seems to be a very interesting task, and it needs a lot of critical skills. In this episode, I will help you to explore and give answer on how you will improve your statement or claim in answering questions. Hi Super K Teens! I am Teacher Ella Rodriguez de Dios, who will be your learning buddy for this episode. Let me be your captain in this journey as we explore more about English, only here at Super K Telescuela. In this episode, we will talk about citing evidences to support general statement. This episode was designed with you in mind. It aims to develop your critical thinking. Through the discussion and the different activities, you will have an understanding on how to put validity and strength on your own words, in proving that you have a thorough understanding about our lesson. Furthermore, having those skills will make you a reliable writer because you will have a proof to your claim and you have a valid interpretation. After going through this episode, you Super K Teens are expected to 1. Locate the evidences in the text. 2. Express the evidences in one's own word. And 3. Use evidences from text to support general statements. To begin with, ready your module, pen and paper, and let us answer this pretest. Read and analyze the questions given. Choose the letter that corresponds to your answer. In this part, we will check what you already know about our lesson. So, let's begin. 1. What is the proper way to support a general statement? A. Present one's own idea. B. Cite evidence. C. Ask for others' opinion. Or D. Write text evidences using lengthy sentences. Our answer is A. 2. Which of the following is not a step on how to cite evidence? A. Introduce the evidence. B. Cite the text. C. Explain your reasoning. Or D. Copy the whole text. Our answer is D. 3. In citing evidences from a text, which sentence starter is appropriate to use in the given question? Question. How will you explain the behavior of the main character? A. I think the behavior of the main character is. B. As stated in paragraph number 2 of the text, the behavior of the main character is. C. My friend told me that the behavior of the main character is. Or D. The behavior of the main character is. Our answer is B. Number 4. Which expression should not be used to support general statement? A. As stated in the text. B. In my opinion. C. Based on what I read. Or D. The author mentioned. The answer is B. Number 5. Which strategy should not be used in strengthening your claim and in avoiding replication of the original text? A. Summary. B. Paraphrase. C. Plagiarism. Or D. Direct quote. Our answer is C. For our task 1, discovering your inner Filipino, let us read Traditional Filipino Values That Make Us Distinct Among Others by Jane Ella Pangoyala and explore what Filipino values are described in the text. Traditional Filipino family values that makes us distinct among others by Jane Ella Pangoyala. Good morals and values start at home, and a uniform won't change that. Jamie Sawyer. Majority of Philippine population is bonded together by common values and traits that are first taught at home and being applied in our day-to-day lives. Filipinos are known for having strong and close family ties. They place high regard and put importance on their family before anything else. They work all day and do all they can to feed and provide for their family. In other countries, when a person turns 18, he or she can live away from his or her family. In the Philippines, they value their family so much that they keep them intact through the years. One of the precious things Filipinos have is that they are respectful. Young, youth, people in all ages know how to show respect and courtesy. Some ways to show them are the use of po at opo, pagmamano, or putting the back of an elder's hand on your forehead and calling our older siblings or elders ate or kuya. Though we, Filipinos, belong to different religious groups, we all have God, Supreme Being, in our center. Filipino families sometimes go to church or pray together with their family. Filipinos get along with different kinds of people. They can easily adjust to any situation and are flexible. This trait fosters cooperation, good and helpful deeds. When their neighbors are in trouble, they will help them in whatever they can. They also do not let their family members go through hard times alone. Instead, they help each other. One of the most popular qualities Filipinos have is that they are very hospitable. When there are visitors at home, they will do a lot of preparations for good entertainment and accommodation so that they will feel at home and enjoy the stay. When there is an occasion at home, there is a lot of food and you can expect to have takeouts, pabalot, after. This trait shows a sense of duty and responsibility. Filipinos know how to repay other people. When someone helped us, we return the favors with goodness. In a Filipino family, our parents usually cook for us. That's one of the ways on how they show their love. Also, through good and bad times, Filipinos always find a way to smile and be happy. Whatever the problem is, we are always reminded that our family is always there to love and support us no matter what. Filipino values will prevail even if years will pass by. It will never be removed because it serves as a distinction among other races. Definitely, it's more fun in the Philippines, and it's the best to be a part of Filipino family. Now, complete the table, but don't worry, you may use your time at home to answer this table. Just like a detective or a spy, you must be keen in every step of the way and must look for clues and evidence in conducting and solving a certain case or problem. This task is similar when your teacher asks you to read a story or an article, then gives you a set of questions about the text. The challenging part is on how you will prove your statement or claim in answering the question. You can prove your statement, claim, or answers by citing text evidence. It is when you are mentioning your proof from the text in your writing. Text evidence is the details and examples that come straight from the given text, and it is all about proving your analysis. Let's try this vocabulary intensifier activity. Using your previous knowledge, show the relationship by matching the illustration in column A with the appropriate words in column B. Write these synonymous terms in your answer sheet. Let's begin. In column A, we have the following: 1. Cite. 2. Text. 3. Evidence. 4. Comprehend. 5. Note. In column B, we have the following: A. Word. B. Proof. C. Mention. D. Record. E. Understand. What do you think is the answer in number 1? Our answer is C. Mention. Next, what is the answer in number 2? Our answer is letter A. Word. How about number 3? Our answer is letter B. Proof. How about number 4? Our answer is letter E. Understand. And last but not the least, number 5. Obviously, our answer is record. Just like any other task, you need a concrete step-by-step procedure in successfully achieving the task. Here are the process you need to learn in citing evidence to support general claims. Step 1. Read the text first. You must read the text or passage thoroughly so that you get the general idea, and you may also reread the text because it helps you to get more details and increase your understanding depending upon the degree of the complexity of the text. Step 2. Record. Note-taking may help you not to forget the important details of the text, and it helps you locate the evidence in the text. It is also advisable to use your own words in recording the necessary details. You may also note the page number and paragraph number, or the specific location of the evidence for quick reference. Step 3. Decide what your ideas in answering the prompt. In answering questions from a specific text, use the APE or APE strategy, which includes answering, proving, and elaborating. Answering. Try to answer the question in your own words. There is nothing more authentic than your own. Proving. Get strong evidence from the text and prove your point or claim. Elaborating. Tell a little bit more in explaining your answer. Step 4. Give your text evidence. This is the time where you use the notes you made during the reading of text. This task will be much easier when you locate through this specific location, like page number and paragraph number. 5. Add the evidence to your response. Introduce the evidence. You start your text evidence with sentence starters. Like for example, according to the text. For example, the author said, based on what I read. On the page, it said. In paragraph, it said. I know this because. For instance. Another thing with text evidence is you can choose whether you are using summary, paraphrase, or direct quote. These strategies make your claim more powerful and free from replication of the original text. Summary: a short retelling of a text, writing the main idea and most important details from the passage. Paraphrase: restate part of the passage in your own words. And direct quote: taking exact words from the text and placing them within your text, surrounded by quotation marks. Super K teams, don't forget to connect your evidence to your claim. Make sure the transition is smooth and clear and will turn out strong and valid. Now, let's answer this spot and prove activity. Read the excerpt and answer the question. You must support your answer by citing text evidence. Let me give you an example. The Rhinoceros by Oliver Herford. So this is the rhinoceros. I wonder why he looks so cross. Perhaps he's annoyed a bit. It is not that, I am afraid. He looks so cross because I drew him with one horn instead of two. Well, since he cares so much for style, let's give him two and see him smile. Question: how does the rhinoceros look at the beginning of the poem? Then give your evidence. Our answer is upset. Evidence: the author states he looks so cross. We know that cross means angry or mad. The author has directly stated that the rhinoceros looks cross. The Happy Sheep by Wilfred Thorley. All through the night, the happy sheep lie in the meadow grass asleep. Their wool keeps out the frost and rain until the sun comes around again. They have no buttons to undo, nor hair to brush like me and you. And with delight they lift their beds, or rise and walk around, and eat the carpet underneath their feet. Question: in the poem, what makes the sheep happy? Then, give your evidence. No matter what the case or mystery, a detective has the same task to do: investigate and gather as much evidence as possible in solving anything. If you find being a detective very interesting, try to solve the following questions. You must examine the story and provide text evidences to support your analysis. You must also encircle the correct answer and do it on your answer sheet. Everywhere around us, there are millions of tiny living things called germs. They are so tiny that they can be seen only under the most powerful microscope. Some of these germs are no wider than 25 thousandths of an inch. Louis Pasteur, the great French scientist, was the first to prove that germs exist. The germs in the air can be counted. The number of germs around us, especially in crowded rooms, is tremendous. Certain scientists counted 42,000 germs in approximately 1 cubic meter of air in a picture gallery when it was empty. But when the gallery was crowded with people, they found nearly 5 million germs in the same place. In the open air, germs are less abundant. There are fewer germs in country air than in town air. We see at once how important it is, therefore, to live as much as possible in the open air, and for the rooms we live in to always be well ventilated by fresh air. According to the passage, where will you find more germs? A. In crowded spaces. B. In the country. C. In hospitals. Or D. In empty rooms. Then, write your evidences. George Washington was the first and most popular U.S. president. He was the only one elected by a unanimous vote. It is often said of him that he was first in war, first in peace, and first in the hearts of his countrymen. Washington led comparatively untrained and ill-equipped American soldiers to victory over the well-trained British in the Revolutionary War. As soon as the Constitution was ratified, he was chosen to be president. Many of the generals who had fought under Washington did not believe that the 13 colonies could cooperate to form a single country without the strong leadership of a king. They approached him, saying that they would support him as King George I of the United States. Washington was dismayed at the idea and asked the generals to promise never to mention it again. He serves 2 terms as president and refused a 3rd term, retiring to his farm in Virginia. When England's King George heard that Washington had voluntarily given up the power of the presidency, he said, "If that is true, he is the greatest man in history." According to the text, why was Washington considered the most popular president? A. King George I said, "He is the greatest man in history." B. He was elected president by a unanimous vote. C. He wanted to become a powerful man and king. Or D. He was the first president. Then, give your evidences. For your additional activity, do this by following A, C, E. And you may also answer the assessment test on page 12 to 13 on your module to assess and practice what you have learned. I hope I shared piece of information for this episode. Again, this is Ma'am Ella from Bacuran High School, who believes that nothing is impossible in learning if you keep on practicing. See you again next time, only here at Super K Telescuela.